I was flying back to San Francisco from Burbank, California, after a hot summer's day. My plane had just lifted off from the runway and turned north for the short 1-hour flight. I was looking out the window when Ruby appeared sitting next to me, and she whispered,
"Where you were today, it looked so very different in 1930. My, how things have changed since Johnny and I lived there."
In 1929, Ruby had moved south with John Davis in the hopes of rehabilitating her body in the warm springs that surrounded the City of Angels.
Southern California was so beautiful back then. You could see the mountains surrounding the valley so clearly, and the rows of citrus trees bloomed with the sweet fragrance of orange blossoms.
Ruby was remembering what would be the healing period of her life.
Johnny and I took a trip to Santa Barbara one afternoon and stopped off at a horse ranch along the way, owned by Tom Mix. You know, the silent picture cowboy. Tom just signed a contract with Universal Pictures in the middle of the Great Depression. Tom was full of fun and a big spender. Some moments of your life you never forget, and that was one of them. On this trip, we had planned to meet our neighbors from Santa Monica at the Biltmore. Johnny drove a Packard with a convertible top, and whenever we'd go for car rides, I would sit in the back seat, stretch out, and look up at the stars and smile at life. Brother, nothing competed for my attention when the stars were out at night. Our neighbors, Lucille and Carl Prager, introduced us to the Biltmore Hotel in Montecito. It was the crown jewel of the West Coast. We took rooms just off one of their magnificent gardens, and on those nights when the fog would recede back to the ocean, we would stay up late, playing poker, laughing and singing. Those nights were heaven on earth. Someone had given me a ukulele while I was in the hospital, and I had taught myself to play it. Carl got a hold of some castanets, and then Lucille and Johnny started to dance. That weekend was filled with such beauty and optimism.
As the friends entertained themselves in a garden, a bellhop presented Ruby with a telegram. The telegram informed her that damages amounting to $75,000 had been awarded by the Superior Court of San Francisco. Her injuries were a result of negligence on the part of the theater officials, who allowed defective equipment to endanger the lives of performers. Ruby was resilient during the years following the accident, and it was her optimism that kept her moving forward.
So things were looking up. John Davis loved me and was able to take care of me. The accident settlement would take care of the medical bills, and I would travel and sing songs with my friends, laughing at life. I remember smiling to myself that night when I looked up and saw a star falling from the sky. Careful, honey. Life can change very quickly.